It's Thursday night in the A. You know what that means. Kelly Price and Tori McElhaney is coming at you on Rise Up Tonight, presented by AT&T.
What's up, y'all? We're coming at you with the sun still outside, or at least it's like setting. I do know it's not the dead of night like we normally come at you guys on midnight on Thursdays, but Falcons kicking off in Tampa in just a couple hours, Tori.
Yeah, kicking off in Tampa for one of the most aesthetically pleasing matchups of the 2025 calendar year, creamsicles versus the red helmets. It's throwback week.
Yeah, something to definitely look forward to there. Well, let's talk about it. This week's loss, the Falcons ended up guaranteeing their 8th straight losing season, tied for the longest streak in franchise history. They've officially been eliminated from the postseason. Let's huddle up about it, y'all.
Let's huddle up with Kelly and Tori on the world of Falcons football.
So I'm lumping two things together in this first part of our conversation. Atlanta is near the bottom of the league with a minus 19-point differential in the third quarter this season. On top of that, the Falcons were historically bad on third downs this week, which I know is something we've kind of discussed a couple times here, but yeah, it got worse, converting only 1 of 13 this past week. We'd seen them struggle in third and long scenarios, but on Sunday they had like 7 third downs of 3 yards or less, only got 1, and 2 of those ended in turnovers. And the 4 other third down non-conversions were like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 5, and another one of those ended with a pick. So, Tori, do you see any like common thread between the Falcons' offensive struggles on third downs and in third quarters?
No, because none of this is a one-size-fits-all problem. Offensive coordinator Zach Robinson said this week that the most disappointing part of this offense has been its third down conversions or lack thereof. Robinson said it starts first and foremost with protection. The Falcons need to be sharper in identifying the right defenders to put a hat on. Beyond that, there are execution issues. When a pass hits a receiver in the hands, he's got to catch it. And Robinson isn't taking himself out of the equation either. He said, quote, there are answers out there, end quote, and admitted there are times he wished he had a better answer than the one he called. So, Kelly, right now it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, but the moment that the game really changed on Sunday, that 100-yard Rashid Shaheed kickoff return to start the second half. Though the score was tied at halftime, it really snowballed from this moment as the Falcons gave up the longest touchdown of the NFL season. But it was also the third big kickoff return they've given up in 3 weeks. And on top of that, another field goal blocked. Atlanta is one of 4 teams this season to have multiple field goals blocked. Raheem Morris continues to stand by his guy, special teams coordinator Marquise Williams. But what was kind of the chatter in Flowery Branch this week, and how can they finally put a stop to some of these issues?
Yeah, so Raheem Morris said Monday that staff changes are not being considered right now. The focus, Morris said, must be on the players executing their assignments, covering kicks, blocking, and protecting, because the team feels it does have the people in place who know how to do those things, who were specifically brought in to play special teams and special teams alone, but they are not executing consistently. Morris described being extremely frustrated and that these special teams issues have been, quote, driving him nuts these last few weeks. I'm sure he's not alone. Whether you agree with any of that or not, that's what the talking points have been out in Flowery Branch this week.
So the vibe check is not great. A number of guys said post-game on Sunday, we have to stay together, but that's a lot easier said than done here. This is maybe where we see what is deep within this group, right? Playing for pride is really all you've got at this point. If the Falcons find a way to win out, they could finish 8-9. Their next 2 take them on the road to Tampa Bay tonight, to Arizona, and then the final 2 against the Rams and Saints are at home. You've been in that locker room a little more than me the last week, Tori. What's your take on where these guys are kind of at?
Yeah, so Caden Ellis didn't mince words after the loss when he spoke to the media earlier this week. He said, quote, that was a game I expected us to win. That's not the first time he said that. That comment really sets the tone for where the locker room is right now, because it shows the players felt they had every opportunity to take that game, to take other games before it too, and they didn't. Ellis was frank about the disappointment, but also about the accountability the team now has to face head on. He made it clear the team underperformed and that the standard they hold themselves to wasn't met. And when a veteran defensive leader like Caden Ellis talks for multiple minutes about executions and expectations not being reached, it underscores just how frustrating the loss was for the entire team. So really his message was actually simple. They believe they were the better team in many moments this season, but they didn't play like it.
Yeah, that's kind of the story of the season so far. Well, you know, we all need a laugh. And you know who's really good at providing those? Annie Agar, the NFL content creator. You know her from her weekly league-wide recaps of putting all the teams in a meeting together. If you haven't seen them, go look them up in this commercial break because our conversation was so much fun. Stay tuned for that later in the show.
Plus, hear from the Falcons' Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee, AJ Terrell. That's next on Rise Up Tonight.
Rise Up Tonight is presented by AT&T and brought to you by Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. By Mercedes-Benz, the best of nothing. And by Home Depot, how doers get more done. Do you ever wonder what's really on your favorite player's mind? It's time for the question of the week.
What is your favorite holiday tradition?
Growing up, me and my siblings, my mom used to hide a green pickle ornament in the tree.
I'm Pickle Rick!
She would always have a $25 gift card or something. Whoever found it, and me and my siblings from when we were super young to still when we're all together for Christmas, she'll still hide it in the tree, and it's super hard to find.
My favorite holiday tradition is probably opening one gift on Christmas Eve.
You can't do that!
Is eating a tradition?
Made it myself. I made a homemade too. Come on! Is that all you got?
Hey,
Yes.
I love to eat, so
It's a great tradition.
Yeah, that's one thing I love to do. So I'm always excited for Thanksgiving and excited to get a couple plates.
Just no cranberry sauce.
Yeah, no cranberry sauce though. You can hold the cranberry sauce. Not for me.
He's planning a double twisting, interrupted forward flying 2.5 with a combo tuck and pike. High degree of difficulty.
That was a good one. We love the festive question of the week.
We
With
do.
our trees behind us, it's all a good vibe.
We're holiday girlies around here.
We are. You got to have some sparkle at this point in the season. All right, going into the third quarter on Sunday, A.J. Terrell went 653 consecutive coverage snaps without allowing a touchdown. Fourth longest active streak among NFL corners this past season. But 2-4 has been extending his coverage in the community big time this year and deservedly being named the Falcons' Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. Our Victor Prieto sat down with A.J. as we rise up for Atlanta, brought to you by Truist.
A little bit of a surprise for you if you want to turn around there as a guest.
What are you doing here, bro?
They surprise you. The video was great right here in the studio. What was that like for you? What was now that you've had a little bit of time to reflect, what was that like?
No, they surprised me for real, man. They set it up real neat. It's crazy because I was just talking to my little brother the night before. He was in Clemson. And the fact he was the one to surprise me, it threw me for a loop because they got me by saying we was talking about Pro Bowl or something. So I came in here already thinking, and as I answered the question, they stopped me for a surprise, and then boom.
I just want to tell you that you are the Atlanta Falcons Walter Payton Man of the Year club.
That's crazy. The Walter Payton Man of the Year, it's crazy.
What does that mean to you to be the Falcons nominee for Walter Payton?
No, it's huge. I'm thankful for that. I put in a lot of work in the community, and I'm just so happy. The team, God, everybody, just seeing what I was doing, impacting lives, and that's the big picture. That's what you want to do. So
you can tell it means a lot to you. The fact that this is your home community. Went to Westlake High School. You grew up 30 minutes away from Mercedes-Benz, Georgia Dome. The fact that you were drafted to your hometown team and you can give back to your community and like that. Why is that so important to you?
Yeah, I grew up here, like you said. So it was just, when I grew up, I seen Michael Vick, Takeo Spice, Pac-Man Jones, Cam Newton, and so many other influencers and athletes that I did camps with growing up, and just me being in those shoes now where I can give back and me being at home, it only make it right. I don't want to be a person that's just on the field and people just see through a lens, but being in person, being able to give back, being people presence is super important to me. So I think that it impacts the youth and a lot of people in positive ways, so it's great.
It's been a rough year. It's been a rough year, but I'm just glad you guys have a first-round pick coming up. So, sorry, guys. Sorry.
Annie Agar from the top rope. She's always got jokes that just cut a little deep, but I guarantee our conversation will have you laughing as she joins the show next.
Welcome back to Rise Up Tonight. Let's head in the nest with Kelly, Tori, and this week's special guest, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz.
Really excited to welcome a really fun guest in the nest this week here on Rise Up Tonight. Annie Agar, you guys have definitely seen her videos online. She's an NFL content creator, one of the funniest people out there. I think your bio even says, I'm famous for putting people in meetings, teams in meetings with each other. You guys have definitely laughed at her videos. I know Tori and I, my co-hosts, always send each other your videos, especially when they talk about the Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
It is a lot.
It's quite often.
So Annie, thanks so much for being here. First, I kind of want to go back with you and just kind of talk about your background. Like, how did you get into doing this? Is this kind of a happy accident that's just kind of blown up? How did you get started doing this?
Yeah, an accident's a good way of starting it out, because this happened during COVID, and I know a lot of people during COVID had gotten on TikTok because there was nothing else to do. So I worked in local news at the time. I was a sports reporter, and we just were talking about that off the show a little bit. You know, it's a grind. Like, I was working 20, 22-hour days, covering high school sports, covering Michigan State, because I'm originally from Michigan. So I was grinding, and everybody in the industry that I talked to said because I always knew I wanted to work for like an ESPN. I wanted to get up to that next level. And everybody said, you have to work your way up to the top. You have to grind for a couple years. You're going to work in jobs you don't want to work in. A lot of local news. And so I was doing that. And then COVID hit. And it was wild because we'd never experienced something that shut down sports before. And it happened right before March Madness, and the spring games were starting for Big Ten. So it was a whirlwind for me, and I didn't really know what to do because it was the first time since I was like 16 years old I wasn't working. So I'd gotten on TikTok. I had no money, so I moved back home with my family. I was in my childhood bedroom, and I just had the idea to do this meeting if the Big Ten were trying to get football going again during COVID. So I played into all the stereotypes of the Big Ten because that's my wheelhouse. I'm from Big Ten territory, so I played into Michigan being arrogant and Ohio State, winning all the time and all that stuff. And the video, I put it out on TikTok. Somebody had put it on Twitter, and overnight the video got 3 million views. And then that was the first real feeling of, hey, this could be something. People want humor right now because everybody was super down, and nobody was talking about football. Like, we weren't having conversations about the season next year because we didn't know there was going to be a season next year. So I think it was just a good reminder, and I think, like you said, accident. I think it happened, and I will say I put a lot of work into it. So, I like to think that it was supposed to happen when it did, but I think the timing of it was so big because everybody needed that laughter maybe, and that hopefully comedic relief that I was able to bring. So it started with the Big Ten, and now I do these weekly NFL ones, and here we are.
Take me behind the curtain of kind of making your videos. Like what's your process of writing them? I mean, you have so many just little zingers that you throw in there, almost like Easter eggs. like how much time do you spend kind of doing all that?
Yeah, thank you. It is a ton of work because I always say I can make the joke from my perspective, right? I'm a Packers fan. I can be as biased as I want to be, but that doesn't relate to all the other 31 fan bases. So I try to get into these inside jokes of each fan base, reference a draft pick they made years ago that they regret, or the one play that they think about every morning when they wake up. So I do a ton of research. So all day Sunday I watch Red Zone. I'll have a separate TV with whatever game I want to highlight or focus on. Sometimes several TVs. So I'll watch all the games on Sunday and take notes and start writing up jokes, kind of get a feel for what the trend of the week was. And then I wake up Monday morning, super early Monday morning, and I'll start scripting things out. I'll kind of have the vibe of each team, that the jokes I want for each team, but also the feel of what their fans felt that week, and it's just a ton of research. So I do that for 6-7 hours on Monday, shoot the video for 3 or 4, watch Monday Night Football, edit that night, wake up super early at 3 a.m., finish editing. I'll reshoot in the morning to include Monday Night Football, finish the editing. I do 4 or 5 rounds of editing, so it's pretty long, but not that I'm complaining. I love it. And then I'll get the video out hopefully by noon because, after Tuesday night, it's all old news. Now we're on to the next week. So it's a quick turnaround, and I try to get it out there and keep it consistent. So it's usually out noon Tuesdays, and it is a grind, that is for sure, but I would not complain because I love doing it.
What's been your, I guess, favorite memory or kind of moment going through this experience and obviously getting the platform that you have now? Is it going to the Super Bowl? Is it doing some of these things that you probably had no idea you would ever do?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's most recently, and obviously Super Bowls are incredible, and I've been so blessed to be able this will be my 5th one this year, which is just crazy to think about because that's, a bucket list for a lot of people. Have yet to see the Packers at one, which might be this year, but we'll see. But I think the highlight of, and the reason why I do all this, and I told you this at the beginning, it's all for the NFL fans. So now that I've hit 1 million on TikTok, that I've really noticed an uptick in people recognize me in public, and people did around Chicago because I'm from the area and all that. But I went to Green Bay for the draft this past year, and one of my girlfriends went with me, and she does content too. She does Cubs content, and she's like, Annie, I'm never going with you to Green Bay ever again because we couldn't go. I'm not even kidding you. 5 feet without people stopping to get a picture. And it was so validating to me because those are my people. Like, I love Packers fans, right? And they were so sweet. And it's when you're doing stuff on social media, yes, you see all the comments and you see all the interactions, but that's, at the end of the day, it feels like it's kind of a number. Like, yes, I interact with all these people and I love them and I care about them and all that, but you don't get that one-on-one interaction, that human interaction. So when I'm out at events and I'm meeting all these people and I get to hug them in person, I was so emotionally, like, my bucket was full after that day. It was the best day I've ever had. I met so many people, talked to so many people. It was just so much fun. And I posted a video of it. And it was, police officers were coming up and saying hi and that they liked the videos. And then I'd walk over here and a little kid would. And it was so nice. So that made all of the research and all the videos and everything just worth it. So that was the best moment so far.
I've had similar experiences with Falcons Twitter. Our friends on Falcons Twitter recognizing me at games or whatever. Yeah. And it's so it's funny to put a real face to the avatar you've been seeing online. Right. So any Falcons fans out there who see either of us in these streets,
please
always
come
say hi. We love to say hi. Any parting roasts that you would like to give to the Falcons fans?
It's been a rough year. But I'm just glad you guys have a first-round pick coming up. So. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Jeez, that's terrible. There's always next year.
There's always next year. Well, Annie, thank you so much for joining us. I really enjoyed this conversation. Hopefully all of our fans did as well. Here on Rise Up Tonight, for anyone who wants to catch the full conversation, we'll post the entire thing on fox5atlanta.com. Be sure to check that out. And we'll be right back on Rise Up Tonight.
Hey Atlanta, this is Head Crack talking, and you watching Rise Up Tonight, presented by AT&T.
Zoom, 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 zoom. I'm zooming in my room. My Zoom is off forever. My Zoom is all together. Zoom, 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 zoom.
Corgi racing, certified electric. I don't care how many times I've seen it. Yeah. It's so good every time.
I'll watch it every time. These little corgis are so cute. Also, when they do, there was one a couple of years ago that had a little wheelchair. Oh. And I was just sitting there I could cry. Oh. I'm going to cry.
Yeah, we absolutely love to see that. So as we get closer and closer to kickoff here on Fox 5, let's get into the matchup. The Falcons swept the Bucs last season, which is crazy to think back to. And this year, Tampa beat Atlanta back in week 1, which also feels like a million years ago. They've lost 5 of their last 7. I don't love that for the Falcons. Baker Mayfield and these Bucs really seem to play at their best when their backs are up against the wall like that. But we all remember what Kirk Cousins did to Tampa Bay the last time he saw them on Thursday Night Football. Good things always seem to happen for them in these throwback uniforms as well. I'm speaking of that Bills game. But talk to me, Tori, about the challenge for a pocket passer like Kirk this time around, knowing the Bucs blitz at a high clip.
A challenge it will be, considering the Bucs have blitzed at the 5th highest rate in the league, creating pressures on an NFL-leading 52% of their blitzes and generating a league-leading 46 unblocked pressures. Meanwhile, the Falcons' offense has allowed the 6th highest pressure rate against the blitz. We know Kirk Cousins isn't one to move about the pocket much. That's never been his game. So if this front doesn't protect him against this high blitzing Bucs defense, and if receivers' routes take too long to develop, it could be rough seas ahead for this offense for Atlanta.
Well, Falcons fans hope to not see their team walk the plank in Tampa. Falcons Bucs has got next here on Fox 5 here in Atlanta. Enjoy the game. For Tori McElhaney, I'm Kelly Price. See you guys next Thursday at midnight.